This is News 6 Tonight. Welcome to News 6 Tonight. It is a Tuesday, chest day. Very important.
Peck and fly
We
day.
used to have a guy in the newsroom who would walk up to me and be like, "What'd you do today? Was it peck and fly day?" It was for me. And then he'd kind of flex on me. He was a big guy. My name's Matt. This
He
is
was
Ginger.
not a big guy.
I was trying to throw him off the scent in case. I'm
We
sure
all
he
know who
watches
he is.
this show. Everybody does. How are you tonight?
I could have done without that story because now I can think about it as that
She was
guy.
there when he came up to me at more than one occasion. I had peck and fly day today.
I'm like, and no one noticed, and that's why he had to bring it up.
I think he really went to jazzercise class or something.
Hey, I've done jazzercise. It's really
I know
good
you
for
have.
you. It's really good. I learned some good steps there. All right, we're going to make this a little more serious now because Matt's got to get to another workout. We have some crazy video to show you, and it's all stemming from a breaking news story we brought you yesterday. You know, when an Amber Alert happens in the state of Florida, our phones everywhere just blow up. And we knew it was something big because it's just one after the other, and everyone's phone doesn't happen at the same time. And it's just like, what is that? And then we're like, we got to get this on the newscast immediately because it was a 13-year-old girl out of Marion County. And when I read the details, and they're like, she's in the company of a 45-year-old man. She's 13. And authorities are like, if you see
Different
them...
last names.
Different
so
last
it didn't
names.
seem like it was her dad.
Do not approach them. Call 911 immediately. And they usually tell you don't approach. But this one it seemed like it was worded in a way it's like, this is bad. Right? So we get the video today of what unfolded, because what we didn't know at the time when we reported that the 13-year-old was safe is that deputies shot this guy and he ended up dead. And the way it happened was crazy. So let's show you the video. It's dramatic. They did the pit maneuver. Look at the windshield. Do you see it? He's pointing it forward, then he points the gun to the side where that's where the deputies are standing, and that is a no-no, and that's when deputies opened fire. We stopped it just before he pulled the trigger, actually. So that shows the moments that deputies captured that kidnapping suspect. And his name, he's 45 years old. And let me see if I can find his name. Well, before I get to his name, deputies say they were able to spot and track that car because of those license plate readers. And people complain a lot about, do they call them flock cameras too?
Yeah. Flock cameras,
and a lot of people are upset about that. But in this case, it helped them find this guy and that 13-year-old girl after that Amber Alert.
Castillo's his last name.
Yeah. So deputies say that he refused to stop, and eventually they did that pit maneuver on him. When deputies rolled up to his car, he pulled out that gun you see right there and pointed it at them. The girl, by the way, is in the car the entire time. She was not hurt. I
can't believe
thank
that.
Goodness. It is incredible that she was not hurt and didn't scream. Because we're hearing the video, we're hearing real-time sound, and I don't hear any screams or anything, so she's probably just in shock. Which is, I'm in shock just watching this video.
Quickly, too, because they put out the Amber Alert, and then this happened not long after the Amber Alert went out. So you have to give, you got to give credit to these deputies all around, because not only did they find this guy with the quickness, they pinned him in, and then they took him down without hurting the 13-year-old who was in the car.
No one else got hurt in this except the suspect. And he knew that there was no way out of this, so he's just going to take his, I guess, best shot.
And in these situations, they say if they don't find you within the first hour,
so
bad news
time
for these
is
kids.
of the
Who knows what
there.
would have happened.
And I'm sure this is why they were saying, don't approach that guy if you see him. You see this car, and that's what someone who saw him did. They called 911, and they were on him immediately after that. So that 13-year-old is, probably still shaken by this.
She's dealing with
but
some
it could have been a way worse story. Who knows where he was headed?
I'm curious of the backstory.
Well,
is there some relation there?
Yes, it is his ex-girlfriend's daughter.
Oh.
Yeah, that face says it all.
Okay.
So that's how he knows her. It's his ex-girlfriend's daughter, which is kind of just creepy.
So who knows what his intentions were with that? But
we are not going to find out. Thank goodness.
No, we won't. And those deputies were on it. getting to that guy. Wow,
Good
that
on them.
video is jarring.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Florida making some, I don't know if you'd call it history. You know, that sounds like a positive thing. 2 inmates being put to death on the same day. This is for the first time.
Hours apart.
In 60 years.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of these guys. We've got a video. It all happens up at the state prison. It's up in Stark.
Yeah,
it's up kind of near Gainesville. So this guy's James Aaron Duckett. He's a former police officer put to death by lethal injection. He was at 1:19 p.m. today. He was convicted in 1987 for rape and murder of an 11-year-old girl named Teresa McCabe in Lake County. He was the 11th inmate executed in Florida this year. We are on quite the pace. Still not as many as last year.
Yeah.
Interesting debate these days because there's Duckett, who I believe is around 68 years old, and then Dominic Achicone, who is 80. He was scheduled for lethal injection. He was put down at 6 o'clock tonight. He was convicted in a double murder. So he becomes the oldest person ever executed in Florida, and he is number 12. But the interesting debate people are having, specifically the Catholic Church has weighed in on this, is should we be executing people who are of such old age? I'm sure family members of the impacted by these guys' crimes would say, don't care what age he is.
Think of how long they've had to wait.
Yes, exactly. But other people saying it's inhumane to kill an 80-year-old man. What, I don't know.
Well, it's
I don't know that I can sell that very well.
What they were convicted of
Yeah.
was probably the other side of that argument.
Exactly. Yes. But I'm just saying that.
Yeah,
that's
no, I get it. I get it.
That's what people are saying. So 2 go down. I'm always interested in last meals.
All right. Did you find out what they were?
Okay, I know Ochikone, the one who just was put down at 6 p.m. tonight. Last meal. What would your last meal be?
Oh gosh, do we have to talk
Is
about
this
that?
too grim? No. Okay. Mine would be steak, eggplant parmesan, salad, cornbread, and soda.
Is that what he had?
That was what Achikone said. And that's the last time I'm going to say his name.
All right.
Interesting. So 2 people, one day, first time in 60 years in Florida. So relatively historic.
Okay, so Kabuki Sushi Restaurant ribs.
You stole that. Yes.
We just talked about that.
I know, we did just talk about that.
And then I was like, that sounds pretty
People
good.
are like, sushi restaurant ribs? Yes, they're incredible.
Best.
They're the greatest
best.
thing you've ever eaten.
They go fishing for them daily.
Yeah, they're flown in from Japan.
It's so good.
I don't know why they're so good, but they are good.
Yeah, there's a secret sauce.
Oh, speaking of secret.
Oh, I didn't even mean that to happen. But this is a crazy story. It's a U.S. Secret Service agent. He's on administrative leave right now, and what he's accused of doing is pretty egregious. It's hazing, and not just any kind of hazing. Like, one person almost died. They were going into kidney failure.
Renal failure. Yeah.
And another person, the details are in the story we're going to show you, but somebody else bled through their underwear because they were using like paddles.
Tell us more.
I know, I'm sorry if you're making dinner or having dinner at this hour, but Peter Ordench from our CBS affiliate in South Florida has a look at this story and what exactly happened.
The U.S. Secret Service says 28-year-old agent Marquez Pinder is now on administrative leave. 2 other men face the same charges in a fraternity hazing incident.
It's charging you with attempted manslaughter with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery, causing great bodily harm with a weapon, and hazing with a deadly weapon.
The state attorney says the 2 victims suffered prolonged and repeated beatings involving canes and paddles for 3 days in April at this apartment building in Sweetwater and on a 4th day at the Southwest Miami-Dade home.
Hazing in Florida is a crime. It's illegal. We're not going to talk about that case any further. That will work its way through the court system.
The arrest report says one victim was a University of Miami law student in the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity who had kidney damage, and the other was a Miami-Dade fire rescue employee. The report says the beating stopped after one of the victims bled through his underwear and trousers. It says he began to suffer from vomiting, fevers, and intense pain to his buttocks. Had victim 1 not received emergency medical care, his injuries would have resulted in renal failure, leading to death. The report.
That's crazy to me and brutal. Over 3 days. This happened back in April, and we're just now learning about this. And I know you were asking, how is he 28?
He's 28 years old, works for the Secret Service.
But he's not on a college campus.
Right.
So you can be, once you're in a fraternity or a sorority, you're always in a fraternity or a sorority. And it sounds like these guys may have thought that these guys were legit people on campus, maybe, and somehow they got talked into coming to this apartment off campus and having this happen. I mean, I think hazing, it just shouldn't happen. But I remember when I was in college and you would watch, the worst thing I knew that ever happened was something that same fraternity did. I went to the University of South Carolina, and they called it like some sort of, it was a death march or something, but it would happen.
They killed people?
No, it would happen overnight, where they would hold bricks and they would march the length of the campus, and every minute they just took one step, but you could not let the bricks down. That's a form of hazing as well.
That's fun. Is that bad?
I thought it was bad,
okay.
but this is terrible. That's bad. People almost died.
I've never heard. That's not hazing. That's psychosis.
Yeah.
That's crazy town.
Yeah, that's something else. And that, to be a Secret Service agent and have all those other people who have high profile positions, that's all gone now. There is no way. I know he's on administrative leave, but that is insane that you would jeopardize that kind of career, that prestigious career, for something like that.
I always find it a little weird when, you're ever at a party or something, you're talking to somebody, what school did you go to? I went to Florida State. Were you in a fraternity? I'm like, man, I'm 40 years old. We're really talking about fraternity. Even if I were, I wasn't. But even if I were, what does that tell you about me? At this point in my life, I've moved on.
Legitimate connections to be made in some fraternities and sororities, black sororities in particular. You can make some really good connections. Mm-hmm. There are people who are in high positions, and you're in. Sometimes it's like, oh, we were in the same sorority. I wasn't in a sorority, but I have relatives who are.
Yeah.
And they frequently are contacted by people. It's like, oh, I noticed this on your resume. I noticed that. Because it sort of says a little something about you, that you are committed in doing something else, and you have a certain set of values that they also hold.
Sure.
So it's helpful.
Yeah.
But not that.
But yeah, it's just weird. The 28-year-old participating in hazing is just odd. Of course, he's going to see his day in court. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, up next, we had some breaking news today about a fire chief who abruptly resigned. His name's Chief Anthony Rios. And it's Orange County, and it all happened following some comments he made during a budget meeting. Mm-hmm. One of the people on the Myra Uribe asked him, "Hey, did you get a new car?" Which is kind of a random thing to ask. They were talking about budgeting and buying cars.
Unless you know something.
Did you get one? And he goes,
random unless you know.
No, I did not. It happened to be that our investigator, Mike DeForest, was looking into this very same situation about the chief getting a new car, and then he said publicly in this meeting, nope, I did not get one. Now he has resigned. Mike DeForest, our investigator, takes a look at the story.
Well, good morning, Mayor, Commissioner, Comptroller Diamond.
While Orange County Fire Chief Anthony Rios was presenting his department's budget last week, Commissioner Maya Uribe asked the chief about vehicle purchases.
That budget comes out of our operating expenditures.
So you do, don't you have a new car too?
I do not.
I do not. Those were the chief's words. But News 6 has learned his agency recently purchased this brand new 2026 Ford Expedition. We found it parked behind the fire department headquarters where the chief works. Records obtained by News 6 indicate this Expedition is scheduled for assignment to Fire Chief Rios.
So you do, don't you have a new car too?
I do not.
This purchase order obtained by News 6 shows the Ford Expedition cost the county more than $61,000. It says the Expedition is needed to support emergency response operations during flooding and other extreme weather events. The unit has higher ground clearance and cargo capacity than standard-size SUVs for additional gear. It's still unclear when the fire department picked up that new SUV, but get this, I discovered there is a weather camera located in the fire department's parking lot that can be viewed online. These
So pretty great reporting there by Mike DeForest. Clearly he had an impact, and clearly people were talking about this when Commissioner Uribe says, you have that new truck, right? I do not.
And then a sudden resignation.
It is interesting to see how things are budgeted, though, you know, saying that particular SUV would be used for emergency events. You think it would only be used in emergency events, or do you think it would possibly be used for everyday driving
Transport.
around?
We'll
Interesting
see.
stuff.
don't
I
know.
would imagine it's something we'll follow in the future as well.
Oh, if Mike's on it, then something definitely will follow. Okay, stay with us, because when we come back, it is a case of, I love this story. When you see something, say something, and in this case, it probably saved the lives of some dogs that were trapped in a hot garage in this weather. All right, welcome back to News 6 tonight. Very often we have talked about DoorDash drivers or food delivery drivers, and sometimes they get a bad rap. This one, we're going to applaud.
If we're talking
that
about
person.
them, they're getting a bad
they're
rap.
getting a bad rap. But this time, a DoorDash delivery driver saw something that looked suspicious to them when they were next door. They saw what you're seeing right now. That's a dog in a cage, and what you can't see, there are some puppies in there. And at the time, it had no water, and they were like, it had no food. It's 97 degrees outside. The person sitting there has a fan going on them.
On her, yeah.
Exactly. And even though it's in the garage, it's covered, it's still hot in there. It's still very hot. We're talking about heat indices like 109 degrees, which is why we had a weather-aware day and a heat advisory.
With no water?
No water, no food, and look at the little babies.
Look at those little faces.
They're saying that they're just a few weeks old, and that's Mama right there. Like, I think she's like, what took y'all so long?
Yeah.
So this is in
Thank you,
Flagler,
DoorDash.
This is Flagler County, and the sheriff's deputy said they got a call from that DoorDash driver who delivered food to a house and spotted the dogs and the 8 puppies in that hot garage. When the deputy arrived, the woman you see there, Shafaria Johnson, came out, refused to let the deputy in at first, and then even when they gave her the command to give the dogs water, she's like, no. And they had to tell her more than once, and that's why you see the dogs having water right there.
It
They
seemed
had to
like
tell
if
her
she had
multiple
worked with
times.
them just a little bit, they probably wouldn't have. I don't even know that they would have taken her into custody if she had just put some water out.
I know,
and
but I
said
want
that-
them. I want them to get those dogs, because if you're treating them like that now, it's not going to get better for them later on. And as you know, deputy was trying to come in. She was trying to close the garage door on them and put the dogs in a cardboard box. That's why I'm glad she acted out the way she did. So now the dogs are in custody, and so is she. By the way, she was arrested for animal cruelty, among other charges. But hopefully, those dogs will get a
Cute
safe
little
home.
faces
They
in
really,
that
I'm
box.
sure they'll get great homes and be treated.
Yeah, I sure hope so.
little bit
And
better
maybe
than
get
what
some
we
air
saw.
conditioning, because we
My
all need
goodness,
that
yeah.
these days. Let's talk about a crazy scene on I-95, a Florida highway.
wild.
We've watched this video probably 100 times today, so take a look. As a semi-truck carrying an oversized load tips on over and heads on over, hits that barrier
Where's
there.
that safety car going?
Safety car is like, I'm just going to keep on going. I think this might be my last day.
Nothing to see
You
here.
can see the trailer gets separated from the cab. It's not
Wow.
clear what the truck was carrying. Some sort of big beam-looking structure there.
Something too big for it.
Now, miraculously, I do want to say no one was hurt in this.
Thank goodness.
I feel like the trail car probably should have stopped a little farther back, though. I think he just like, maybe I'm just going to keep on going up to Georgia. I don't think this is the right stop.
But this is why you don't tailgate, because if something like that happens and you're not paying attention and you're up on somebody's bumper, that's what you're going to get.
You're right.
And you see it all the time on the interstate. People just riding your bumper. They're going to end up in your back seat if you brake check them.
Oh, yeah, I know. You brake check them?
I don't. You know I don't mess with people.
It's
on
not,
the road.
no, I don't.
I don't make eye contact. You can cut me off. You can flip me off. Do whatever. I don't see you.
I love that eye contact.
Deep eye contact.
I'll stare deep into your soul if you cut me off. All right, when we come back, DJ is talking about what you're talking about.
Back in my day, we had to pedal, bike, and walk uphill in both directions with 2 left shoes on. That's Kyle's response to this post on the New 6 Facebook page about a Central Florida city banning e-bikes and motorized scooters from riders who are under the age of 18. Deltona just passed this new ordinance just weeks away from the start of the new school year. Our Molly Reed just reported on it and got this reaction from people in Deltona.
By them putting that ban on, it's saving their child's life.
They don't have a driver's license, so I don't think they should be on the road.
Well, when we posted her article, it got more than 1,000 comments in a matter of just hours. Misty says, funny we trust cars to 16-year-olds. Something about the wind blown in their face, maybe, that makes them go nuts on e-scooters. Matt says there's a thing called a bicycle that works very well. Transportation and exercise at the same time. Ryan says, I'm with that. Make them pedal they behinds. And this new ordinance goes beyond just the new age restrictions. So if you want to read more about it and watch Molly's full report, you can go to that QR code on the screen. And while you're there, leave us a comment. With e-bikes being such a hot topic right now in Florida, do you think this was the right move?
Pedal they
behinds. From Ryan.
It's what my dad would say.
I don't. Okay, so I don't understand the age. Under 18, if you're 16, you can ride a motorcycle, you can drive a car, but you can't ride an e-bike. Why choose 18 for this? Just to keep them out of schools?
It's a random number, I
That
think.
doesn't make any sense. That you could ride a motorcycle, but not an electric bicycle.
I don't. They're going to ride their motorcycle to school then.
I don't know. DJ, what do you think about it?
It just seems crazy. Well, you can let these kids get behind the wheel of a car.
Yeah, exactly.
But an e-bike down the road. I mean, how fast are they going? 30 maybe?
30, yeah, 30 maybe.
But there are rules.
tweak
If you're in
them.
a car, there are rules, and it seems like there are no rules when you're riding these e-bikes, and that's what's dangerous.
Right.
If you've ever been on a sidewalk and one of them has come up behind you, it's kind of frightening if they whiz by or, you know.
So I agree, but whose job is it to get the rules together? That's the adults, right? Like we gotta get some rules for these kids.
Have you met the adults? I know you have.
No, I haven't met one yet. Certainly not in
It's
this
hard.
newsroom.
It's difficult to do that and to regulate it across the board. We've done so many e-bike stories lately, and I
It
know
is
we're
probably
not
the number
done.
one topic of the year.
I would like to
say.
go back and count how many e-bike stories we've done.
Good luck
because-
with that. That's going to take a whole day. for
And
you.
by we, I mean DJ. Figure out how many e-bike
I mean, I think
stories.
everybody agrees that some rules need to be put in place,
Yeah.
but banning them for a 17-year-old?
That's not going to happen. I mean,
Come on. That won't. I don't think that's going to stand up in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
You know, if
Haven't
anybody
e-bikes
ever does it.
haven't these things been around for years? Like, I
Yeah, they
remember
have.
watching YouTube and these guys riding around years. Why has this not been a problem until now?
because people. Okay, so cars are expensive now too, right? Like everything's more expensive, but you can get these e-bikes pretty cheap, and then you can modify them. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think I bought one in 2020, COVID. So it's about
Yeah.
6 years ago I got my e-bike, and not too many people had them. People thought I was weird for riding it around my neighborhood.
Stop talking past tense. But go
People
on.
think I'm weird for riding it around my neighborhood. And I thought it was wonderful. But
Yeah.
now I think it's just become more popular, and I think people realize it is an incredible mode of transportation.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody had an e-bike, you would never have to worry about parking or gas.
Traffic would
or-
be so much
Traffic
better.
would be amazing. I'm telling you, it's an awesome way to get around. But you would need to put a little infrastructure in, make some
Yeah.
rules. That
But
makes
that's
a lot
why
of
they're
sense.
popular. It's if
You
you
shouldn't have a 12-year-old on a 35-mile-an-hour e-bike.
No, you shouldn't. But you see all
Crazy.
kinds of things.
This is true. All right, have yourself a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.